We're so back.
Hey, happy Victory Tuesday. Victory Tuesday, guys. Big win for the Jaguars. Ugly win. Marcus, we were watching Sunday. We talked afterwards, but tell the people what you thought about Sunday's
I
miraculous win.
I just, sometimes I feel like if I could put my own body in a washing machine,
Right.
or like a dryer, and
Mhm.
then like tumble me around for, 4 quarters of football, and
Yeah.
then at the very end, once I'm all dry from the dryer, b- present me with like a nice like hot chocolate and say like, "Here you go, good job." And
Mhm.
when we win those kind of games, man, it's scary and
Mhm.
rewarding at the same time, and
Yeah.
I think the worst part about it, Ethan, is I'm like, when I'm watching a game like that unfold and somehow we manage to win, I'm like, the playoff teams, they're not going to let us get away with a game like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way we play like, let's say, the Bills, and we play a game like that. They're just going to take advantage of all the turnovers and all the crazy stuff that we screwed up, and they're going to go win the game. So we were fortunate that Arizona was kind of like, they're kind of like down on their luck right now and not playing very great, but ultimately, man, a win is a win and I'm happy about it. So
Yeah. I think for a lot of people, once again, the Jaguars were in that later afternoon slot, so there weren't that many other games on. And so a lot of people might have been watching Jacksonville, not as intently as us because the Cowboys and the Eagles were on as well. So that was
right.
mainly so I was watching both. But, that was for a lot of people their introduction to, yeah, no, this is what watching Trevor Lawrence play football is like every single game, by the way. This is what
Right.
we go through every week. We go
Yeah.
through sitting there going, that play looked like somebody who is a borderline practice squad player who got called up the day before and had to play without any notice. And then on the very next drive, he'll go 4 for 4, 64 yards and a touchdown, dropping it in the bucket like Brady, Manning, Mahomes, like put that drive up there with any of them, you know?
Yeah.
And so Trevor Lawrence, you almost bake it in. I was joking to people. I said, "There's his obligatory dumb play." Now, it, again, because you and I watched the game with our eyeballs, we
Sure.
know that
Right
of
here.
his 4 interceptions, I think one of them was technically a fumble.
Yeah.
He had a miscommunication with Brenton Strange. Brenton Strange looked like he was blocking the guy, and then Brenton Strange was breaking off to go catch the football. Trevor Lawrence did not know he was breaking off to go catch the football, and so Trevor Lawrence got hit. Ball flies out. Guy runs in the end zone.
Right.
Interception in the end zone. Calais Campbell tipped it. All
Yeah.
right. Calais Campbell is 7'10". Fine. And then there were 2 interceptions, Marcus, in the middle of the field that he wasn't open. He wasn't remotely open. There was no
Yeah.
shot of him being open. There was no scenario in which he was open and that he should have thrown that football. But he also threw for 3 touchdowns and over 200 yards and won the football game. So what do you want, man? We watched Brock Purdy play against the Panthers last night, barely win. Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptions himself. All looked worse than Trevor's. And yeah, and then you're going to get a bunch of losers in the media who do no research, no work on this, and are going to say the Jaguars need to move off of Trevor Lawrence. And it's like, right, and do what? And
Yeah.
do
What do
what
you want? What do you
instead?
want us to do exactly?
And, you said those playoff teams aren't going to let us get away with that. I don't know. We beat the Chiefs. We beat the 49ers.
The
We
Chiefs are
beat the
not.
Texans.
Yeah. The
We beat the
Chiefs. Okay.
Chargers.
All right. Late in the season, there's no way we get away with 4 interception games and come out in a win.
No,
There's
no,
just
no,
no
no,
way.
no.
Like I could see us 2 interceptions maybe, but like 4, and by the way, one of those being like a fumble pick six. No way, bro. Like,
No.
we got so lucky that our defense is playing pretty solid and that the
Yes.
Cardinals just can't figure it out.
Yeah.
So, and it's frustrating, but we're winning games, and like at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But one thing that I wanted to talk about was, look at Trevor last week versus this week. I mean, last week, the kid was like, that's my dream quarterback for Trevor Lawrence to play like that. The accuracy, the decision making, the hitting guys on first downs, the check downs, calling the audibles. It was gorgeous. And then it's like this week, those 2 interceptions, those are the only ones that I'm frustrated about, was those two. The other ones
Those
maybe
two.
not
Yeah.
as in control. But it's like, I even saw like it panned over to Coach at one point, and Coach is sitting there like, what are you throwing that ball for? Like, he's right underneath, and we're not going to get away with that, if we actually get in the mix here, man.
And this is why it's important for Jaguar fans to watch the other games. Make sure you're watching these other games.
Yeah.
The Chiefs played the Colts, and I know the Chiefs are not the Chiefs of the past this year, but the Chiefs are still like, I don't want to play them in round one of the playoffs. I do not.
No.
I would prefer they just stay out of the playoffs because you wouldn't be surprised at all if they end up in the AFC Championship, right?
Sure.
And Mahomes threw a pick six. It ended up getting stopped at the 3-yard line, and the Colts scored on the very next play. But he rolled out, threw a ball, DN swatted it in front of his face, picked it up, trucked Mahomes, and took it to the 3-yard line. Like, it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy last night threw 3 picks. Brock Purdy's been to a Super Bowl. And I think what we have seen the last couple weeks is we've talked about how years of bad drafting have started to rear its ugly head here in Jacksonville. Like, what is our depth? Who are these guys? And, year by year, go through it and just go, instead of Aiden Hutchinson, we have Trayvon Walker. Instead of Tristan Wirfs, we have CJ Henderson. Instead of CeeDee Lamb or Justin Jefferson, we have Kayvon Chason. Instead of, just go down the list. And Coach Cohen and our Guido DC, Anthony Campanile, and our OC, God love this offensive coordinator, but when you get a
Yeah.
Coach Cohen or a Sean McVay or something, your offensive coordinator isn't going to get the love that he probably deserves because we all
Right.
think Cohen's probably doing the whole thing. But they're coaching out of their minds when you consider the roster that they are working with.
Yeah. Big time, dude. Absolutely, because all I can think about when I watch the Jags is like, this is like a Make-A-Wish roster.
Oh, man.
Like we are just pulling guys like out of thin air that are giving people shots. Like people are stepping up and doing their jobs, and you love to see it. That is a result of just good coaching. And like these kids, man, they are motivated.
Yeah.
That's so hard to do, is to motivate people that are like making millions of dollars, because
Yeah.
they could just have a bad season and be so okay with it, but they're actually motivated to be better and to actually play hard and win games, which, man, I just got so much respect for our coaching staff right now. Like, no matter how the rest of the season goes, like, at least we can say we are solidified on the fact that we have our coaches, and
Yes. Oh, yeah.
that to me is bigger, and just more valuable than having a winning like having a good rest of the season, just having the understanding that we've got the right coaches in there that are going to bring on the right players in the draft, hopefully, fingers crossed, and make the right decisions to set us up for success next season, man. With everything that we got going on the next couple of years, dude, it's a little scary with the stadium shutting down, and we're at limited capacity next year, so we're good for next year, but then we're going to go down to like Orlando and play some games down there where Ponte Vedra played in the state championship in 2016, 2017 at stadium, which will be kind of cool to go to one of those games because it's like a really small stadium. But, that's a big thing. Like, that's a big ask to be like,
Yeah.
hey, NFL superstars, like, come play in not your stadium in some like tiny jank stadium, and like, let's win big games. So
Yeah.
having the motivational coaching staff is just, it's next level, dude. I'm so excited about them.
It's huge. And, we will text each other during the game. It's mainly me that goes like, oh my God, cut Trevor, get him off my football team. But guess what? He's staying for the next 4
Yeah.
years plus. I mean, he's not going anywhere.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, I mean, but he's 26 years old. Marcus, he's 5 months older than Bo Nix. I mean, and so
Wow.
I have to catch myself sometimes and go, hey, he's a kid. He's so young. He's in another new offensive system. He got the yips a little bit because guys were dropping the football. And look, Jacoby Myers catches the football. Brenton Strange catches the football. Parker Washington catches the football. De'Ami Brown, did you know he had like 3 snaps on Sunday?
Really?
Because guess what he's been doing this season?
Yeah.
Dropping the football.
Yeah.
And coaches, I mean, how much respect do you have for Coach Cohen for saying, I don't care, we paid you a 1-year, $10 million deal or whatever.
Wow.
You didn't catch the football. You're not playing.
That's what I like. That's what I need. I need them to I don't care if they have to bring in the practice squad kid, who didn't get drafted.
Tim Jones and Austin Trammell catch the football.
Yeah. Dude, and by the way, I am just jacked up on Jacoby Myers, bro.
Oh my gosh, he's a saving grace.
I think that he can we hang on to him as long as humanly possible, please?
I think they're going to. Yeah.
Whether he's a wide receiver 2 or 3, I mean, he catches the ball and he plays really physical too. You
Yeah.
know, I really like him, man.
The
Really do.
receivers, I think if we could have a do-over, we would have stayed and taken maybe Jared Verse, Quinyon Mitchell, and not Brian Thomas, not traded back and grabbed Brian
Yes.
Thomas.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but Quint was texting us about this. He's like, Brian Thomas was ruining the flow of this offense to a degree it's pretty amazing to watch. His drops
Yeah.
would kill all the momentum. Um, Travis Hunter lining up off sides. I mean, I forgot that we have Travis Hunter. How about Marcus? What the Travis Hunter trade? Let's do a little bit on this. It looks so bad in
Yeah.
hindsight. I mean, just awful in hindsight, especially that he's hurt. And what if we stayed and drafted Tyler Warren, Armand Membu, Teteroa Macmillan, and had a second round pick and had a first round pick? It was an unnecessary trade. And I go back to James Gladstone has made some good moves. Jacoby Myers traded away some guys to just get picks that weren't gonna play meaningful snaps. That Travis Hunter trade, he has more ground to make up before we just brush that off. He put us in a hole with that trade.
Big time.
Knowing that we could have had a starting caliber offensive lineman in Arbon Membu for the next 10 years, or our franchise tight end like with Brenton Strange. Could you imagine Tyler Warren and Brenton Strange like doing stuff together? Imagine how much fun that would be to route stuff up with them.
Yeah.
And maybe grab that Browns running back Quinshon Judkins,
Yeah.
and we have our first round pick. And to go up and get a wide receiver corner that weighs up 90 pounds soaking wet, like it just doesn't look good in hindsight. And that is
No.
why coaches deserve even more credit. And I think
Yeah.
Gladstone, by the way, would be the first person to say coach has been doing a great job this year.
Yeah. That's a really great point. I know I didn't think about that. I mean, somehow magically with the current situation with
Yeah.
your top star wide receiver just falling out of the picture out of nowhere. This is the hand that the coaches were dealt. Their number one wide receiver sucks. Respectfully, he's good, but he's just dropping the
Drops the
football a
football.
lot, and that's a
Dropping the
problem this
football.
season.
Yeah.
I think he's a great player, but right now he's not. Busts his knee, right? Not good. That's your guy. You traded a shit ton of picks for him. You're in trouble. Trayvon Walker is not performing to the level that you hope he would. First round draft pick, breaks his wrist, and they're still managing to win football games.
They're 7-4 with wins over the 49ers, Chiefs, Chargers, and Texans. Should have 2 wins over the Texans. And
It's amazing.
they are coaching their butts off, and it's year one. Up in New England, this is the worst the Patriots are going to be, by the way, for the next 5 years plus. They have so much cap room. They'll get another draft going. Drake May is going to have another year to learn and develop under Vrabel. You would like to think the same about the Jaguars, is that this should be the worst we ever are. I just really wish we had that first round pick. But maybe it's not a very good draft. I don't know. Maybe he's like, the first round pick's going to be some guy.
Yeah.
And to be fair, when Travis Hunter was out there, he was obviously our number one corner and obviously our number one receiver. So to be fair, if he was healthy, he won that game against the Chiefs running stride for stride with Xavier Worthy, catching that horrible pass by Trevor. But then you get those rookie mistakes where he was offsides in what might have won us the game against the Seahawks. But Coach Cohen deserves so much credit for what he's doing right now. And he will not get Coach of the Year considerations because Vrabel is probably going to grab that. Shanahan, I think Robert Saleh is the one doing the Lord's work over in San Francisco because he lost Bosa, Fred Warner. They lost Hufanga in free agency, and they're in the playoffs. And
Dude, they just check the ball down to Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I
it's
would
their
too.
whole game plan.
I'd love that.
They just
Can I get some of
just
that?
They just literally run the wide receivers down the field and then dump the ball off to Christian McCaffrey.
Because Brandon Ayuk is out, Ricky Pearsall's been in and out, George Kittle's been in and out, so they have Kittle and McCaffrey and Trent Williams still. But I really like watching the Bears because the Bears and the Jaguars were on similar things with new offensive coach, struggling young quarterback. Caleb Williams is very Trevor-esque minus the interceptions. Caleb doesn't throw interceptions. He had one bad play against TJ Watt, which hey, buddy, don't try to break TJ Watt's tackle. Just throw it away and get out of there, right? But if Trevor, you know how we talk about offense being 10% better? What if Trevor Lawrence just threw a few less interceptions? I mean, we'd be dominant. And
that's it.
How about this D-line, Marcus? Do you think these grown men might have gotten a little peeved by everyone going, they all suck and they all make too much money and all this. They're dominant. I mean, they're playing out of their minds right now.
And without Trayvon Walker last week, too.
And I think Trayvon helps. I don't get me wrong. I would have rather had Aiden Hutchinson myself. God, every time Aiden Hutchinson is on the TV, I'm just like, oh my God, he's so good. He's so good.
He
And
is
you know
so
what
good.
you know what he's really good at is not getting roughing the passers when he sacks the quarterback.
Did you see that call, though, man? What a bad call, Ethan, right? Like,
On
you got... Who was that on?
who?
Oh,
Our game?
was it Foye? Did
Oh my
Foye get
gosh.
one?
I think so. It also happened in the Cowboys game. It also happened in the Chiefs game, of course, because Mahomes, you can't touch him. I mean,
Oh.
and I got real annoyed today because Nick Wright on FS1, who I've always enjoyed because he's always been a Jaguar defender, he has dropped us like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it's like now that we're somewhat good, he's just like, no, I don't want anything to do with you. And I think it's because he's an emotional guy and we beat his Chiefs on Monday Night Football. And, and he did his
Nice.
quarterback rankings today, and he had Trevor Lawrence in the same tier as Tyrod Taylor. I'm going to read this out. Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young, Shador Sanders, Tyrod Taylor, Joe Flacco, and Mason Rudolph. If you ever need anything else to disqualify this guy from talking about sports, he's a nerd who's never played a snap of any real sport in his life. And guess what he did? He probably just read the box score, watched some highlights, and was like, wow, Trevor wasn't good.
Wow.
And they get paid millions of dollars to talk about sports with no nuance, no nothing. It's really
No
frustrating.
heart.
No
Yeah,
heart.
that is frustrating, dude.
And anyway, so current AFC playoff picture, and we'll pick this up later this week and do a little another one before this weekend's game against the Titans. If we lose to the Titans, I mean that's real bad. But
That is rough. It's a very real possibility, Ethan.
it is. So Broncos, Patriots, Colts, and Ravens are the division leaders. The wild card teams are the Jaguars, the Bills, and the Chargers. So current AFC playoff picture. Let's see.
I mean, we can catch the Colts, bro. If they start
we
sliding,
can catch the Colts.
And then we also, our division is tough right now, Ethan. Really. When's the last time we could say that we actually have like a competition in our division? You know, we're on the way up. The Texans are right there with us. The Colts had a Hail Mary lead in the beginning. They might slide down, but they could stick in there in the end. Like, you know, there's a chance that for us to go and win this division. If
this division is totally up for grabs. The Texans and Colts still have to play each other twice. The Texans still have the Chiefs. The Colts still have the Chargers and the 49ers, I think. The Jaguars
the Colts have some hard games in front of them.
The Colts and the Texans have brutal schedules in front of them. The Jaguars got front-loaded. I mean, you know, we were, woe is me a few times this year with the Rams and the Texans and the Colts still have to play like the Rams and the Seahawks and stuff. Like
Seahawks are competitive, man.
They're very good. So we got front loaded and came out of it above 500. Marcus, we have Titans, Colts, Jets, Broncos, Colts, Titans.
We're in good shape, dude.
And if that Broncos game, everyone's going to pick the Broncos. They beat the Raiders 10-7. 10-7.
Yeah.
We could win that thing. There is no, and look, if we win 10 games and that keeps us out of the playoffs, fine. Tip your cap to these other teams that got in ahead of us. But we have tiebreaker over the Chargers, Chiefs. The Texans, we would be in so much better shape if we didn't blow that game against the Texans.
Oh my gosh.
So we're 2 games ahead of the Chiefs because we're 7-4, they're 6-5, and we have the tiebreaker. The Bills have the tiebreaker over the Chiefs. The Chargers, they play the Chiefs one more time. If the Chargers were to beat the Chiefs again, I mean, this division also is wide open, dude. I mean, this division, we are 7-4, Colts are 8-3, and we still play twice.
Bring it.
I'd like the division because I would like a hat and a t-shirt.
Hat and a t-shirt would be sweet.
But what about this? What if it was, hey, wild card, you would play at Baltimore, win the division, you're playing at home against the Chiefs. What would you prefer?
Give me at home against the Chiefs, run it back.
I think so too, because I don't want to play away at Baltimore, because this is
I don't want to play Lamar Jackson.
It's gonna get cold. It's gonna get real cold.
That too.
And that's where, Marcus, all the dynasties have been cold weather teams. Patriots, Chiefs,
They win up
Steelers
there
back in
when
the
it's
day,
bad, dude.
the
They're
Eagles
used
right
to it.
now.
Yeah.
Mark, what if it's AFC playoffs, AFC championship, Jaguars at, I don't know, somewhere where it's snowing. Like, Trevor throws picks in domes. Like,
It'd be so bad, man.
ugh,
I would be so afraid. I'd be freaking out, dude. I wouldn't bet on us, that's for sure.
no, what a season, man. I mean, who's
Yeah, we're
good? Who's I think the Rams are clearly the best operation right now.
The Rams are good.
The
I s-
Patriots have been beating up
the
on
pa-
awful teams. The Bengals almost beat them.
yeah. I
The
mean, I
Bengals beat
do think the
us.
Patriots have you got to give them some credit just for how well they've ran that
And Vrabel's a
operation.
Animal. Vrabel's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, they're good. I
The
still think the
Broncos
Bills are
defense,
good.
the Bills.
Broncos defense really good.
If
I
the
think their
Ravens get
offense
hot,
can be sneaky good. Ravens obviously if
you
they
know
get
who
going.
you know who nobody wants to see in the playoffs probably is
The
the
Chiefs.
Texans because of that defense.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would hate to see the Texans because of that
Yeah.
defense. Let's go over to the
Davis
NFC.
Mills is kind of nice with it too.
Davis Mills is kind of nice with it, dude. Like he's
Yeah.
had a few years to
He's
be a
kind of
pro.
sick, dude. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
He's kind of
All right.
sick. I like
NFC,
him, dude.
me too. NFC, we've got Rams, Eagles, Bears, Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers are going to fall out of the playoffs. Baker did not look like he was healthy.
Oh, bummer. Forgot
Except
about the Bucks.
who else would win that division? It's going to be the Bucks or the Panthers.
Dude, the Bucks are going to win that.
The
thing.
Bucks will win the division. Seahawks, Packers, 49ers. The Lions are 7-4 out of the playoffs
Lions
right now.
are good.
The
Jameer
Cowboys,
Gibbs, right? Jameer Gibbs?
dude, he had like 200 yards total. I mean,
Dude,
it's
he had
insane.
55 fantasy points in my league.
Yeah,
55. That's crazy.
Cowboys with the win over the Eagles at 5-5-1, they could find their way into the probably not because they tied against the Packers and they have the Panthers have the tiebreaker over them. Bears have the tiebreaker over them. Man, this is interesting stuff. I mean, outside of the Rams, and then you trust the Eagles probably at the end of the day. I think the Patriots, Vrabel's going to keep them motivated. Sean Payton's going to keep the Broncos hot. If we just got to keep the Chiefs out of the playoffs, man. I mean, that's who I don't want to see. I really don't want to see them.
Yeah. I got to give respect to the Colts, too. I mean,
oh, yeah. Jonathan Taylor's the MVP.
Yeah.
Man. He's unbelievable.
Yeah. Their run game is dominant. You know, their pass game has looked good, too. It's struggled the past couple of weeks. But, you know, hopefully it stays that way. We need them to keep losing games. But if we can get, like, obviously, Travis Hunter, rip, down for the count. Not seeing him till next year. But if we can get BTJ back in action, and imagine if he comes back, what is he, ankle right now? Ankle?
I think it was an ankle.
Imagine, Ethan, if he came back just ready to rock, dude. He's like, okay, I had my break. I got my mind clear. And then it's BTJ, Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers catching the fucking rock. Excuse me. Dude. You're going to have, and Brenton Strange, you're going to have to cut that. Catching the football, dude, doing the transaction in the air, hand to pigskin, catching the ball, dude. I mean, that's an elite wide receiver core, bro. It really is. And then, you know, if we can get Trayvon Walker back on at defensive end, if he can get, you know, he had some solid games, just a little bit of decision-making stuff. But, man, I really think that if we can get healthy in the end here, we have a super, super great chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah, I think so too. And guess what? We have no choice because we don't have a first-round pick. So we don't have an option of, okay, maybe we'll just get a better pick. So
there's no next year. It's now.
There's no next year. We could have had Armand Membu and Tyler Warren and Quinshon Jenkins, but nope.
Yeah, nope.
That's all right. All good. Anyway. All right, bro. Good stuff. Good win. Hey, Coach was saying we're not going to apologize for winning, even if it was super ugly and everything. I agree. We won 4 games last year. Like, don't apologize.
I mean, it's a beautiful time to be a Jags fan right now. With when you have that coaching staff to rally behind, man, I don't care what happens, dude.
Yeah,
I don't care.
We'll talk about it more this weekend, but you know, going into this Titans game, it's like, again, it's the kind of thing the Jaguars would totally fumble the at Tennessee game. But I'm like, I don't know, man. This coaching staff is different. They're from winning cultures. Campanile coached under like Vic Fangio, who's up in Philadelphia right now. Cohen was
Yeah.
with Sean McVay and Todd Bowles. Those are Super Bowl winning coaches. Like,
Yep.
they know what it takes to take that next step, and they know what it takes to like get to that next level, man. Like, it feels different. It really does.
Dude, after that bounce back game from the Texans to the Chargers, you know that this coaching staff is built different, bro.
And I think that Texans game is really going to sit with them for the rest of the year and go, I don't care if we're up 19. Like, you guys saw what happened. And also, I don't care if we're down 19. You saw what happened. Like,
Yeah, step on the gas.
yeah.
All four
Woo!
quarters.
I
Dude,
love it,
I'm
man.
fired up, man. I can't
I'm
wait to
fired
watch
up.
the game this weekend after
Really fired up
Thanksgiving,
for
bro.
Cowboys Chiefs on Thanksgiving. I think it's going to be the number one viewed NFL game of all time to
Is
date.
it on Thanksgiving?
Cowboys Chiefs is on Thanksgiving. So, before the
Wow.
year started, I was joking that the Chiefs have an opportunity to ruin 2 of my days this year with the Monday night game and the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Marcus, if I can just get those 2 wins,
You're 1-0. You're 1-0, dude. One more to
I'm 1
go.
0, man. And George Pickens, let's get it going, baby. Like,
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson,
Yep.
CeeDee Lamb, Quinnen Williams, let's get after these boys. I want to see Mahomes on the ground. I want to see Travis
Yeah.
Kelce quivering in pain. I want to see boots on necks. All right. I'm getting fired up.
I hope you have like the most lovely Thanksgiving meal with a nice cocktail. What is it? What's it going to be? A whiskey, probably, or
I'm
a
going to have
beer?
some whiskey, and I'm going to
Yeah.
have lots of, don't judge me, rosé, because it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of rosé wine in the fridge for me.
And you're sitting there on the couch enjoying your meal, and you just get to see the Cowboys absolutely demolish the Chiefs on Thanksgiving night, dude. Is it a nighttime game?
It's the middle game. No, but that's okay.
How many games are on
3.
Thanksgiving? Oh my God.
3,
Who
and then
plays?
Bears Eagles on Black Friday.
Who plays Thanksgiving? I mean, I can just look it up. So can all of our viewers. Shout out, Luke.
Thanksgiving football. Packers, Lions, Chiefs, Cowboys, Bengals, Ravens. Good games. Real good.
Those are good.
Joe Burrow's back. Really good.
Joey B's back in action.
Joey Burrow is back in action.
And
Packers, Lions, that's going to be a good one. Micah Parsons, can he close it out? And
what's up with everybody spitting on people?
I don't
Stop.
know. I
Stop
never
that.
spat on anybody when I played.
Yeah,
sports.
we don't want that.
I never even fought anybody when I played. I was also in middle school, but like,
imagine having the decision, like conscious choice in your head to say, I'm gonna spit on this person on national television.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
Good night, everybody. Go Jags. Go Cowboys.
Peace. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
Go Jags.